Today I'm gonna try doing the first thing I ever did on Twitch, which was to stream climbing the ratings ladder. Alright, in our first game we get Red Poima, who goes for d4. Let's go d5 this game. So the idea is that I play players on Leech's org, and then after the game I analyze it and see if I could learn something from it potentially. Taking on d5 right away is not so common. Let's go c6 in this position. I think that's a decent move. I wonder if g6 supporting bishop f5 could be considered good here. g6, yeah, I think so. Bishop g5, I'll probably go bishop e7 to support the knight on f6. So I would have bishop f5, queen b3, queen b6. Because if after bishop g5 I go bishop f5 right away, then after queen b3 I don't have queen b6, as then the knight on f6 is hanging. Let's take here and then castle. Now I've been able to trade off the light squared bishop, which tends to be a big problem in these structures. Hey, how did my exams go? I don't know, PN 2106, I don't know. I'm gonna try a5, preventing the minority break, with b4 temporarily at least. Let's go rook e8, supporting a potential knight e4 in this position, which I think might be my current move. Yeah, knight e4 looks decent. Gonna pre-move queen takes e7. I don't think I'm blundering anything. I've been able to solidify a knight on this outpost square, so that's good. Good capture here, and then go rook a3, trying to create some initiative. It looks kind of smart, so I'm gonna do it. Trying to generate some play. So I think rook here is the move, yeah? And now the question is, what do I do next? I have queen f6, but I'm not certain what this move does. Probably doesn't do much good. I could go for the very aggressive f5, but f5 might be too much of the good stuff. Potentially playing stuff like b5, knight b6, knight c4 is an idea, but it looks very difficult to be able to play this. I'm gonna try knight b6 here, intending to take on d2 and then place a knight on c4. Hello, Emily the chess queen, my sister. Let's take on e4 here. And of course, hello PN 2106, my most loyal viewer. Hey, Satranisia Ghost, thank you so much for the follow, man. Thank you so much for the follow. Go knight d5 here. Looks like a decent option at least. Gonna try it. I don't see the problem, though. I think black doesn't really have all that much advantage here. Knight bot is a bot. Yes, of course the knight bot is a bot. It even specifies in the name. I think after knight takes d5, pawn takes d5, queen c7, it's very equal in this position. But we'll try and see if I'm able to trick my opponent somehow, in some way or another. Yeah, he goes for it as I'm saying it. Indeed, he goes for it. He goes f5. Interesting. I guess I will try and activate my rook on e8. My rook on e8 wasn't doing much. I want to be the knight bot. Well, I mean, it's difficult for humans to be a knight bot. He goes here, yeah, defending against rook a2 stuff. Okay, what do I do next? Let's try putting some pressure on... maybe it's not that great of an idea. I was thinking of rook a4, but then queen c7. Okay, I'm just gonna improve the position of my king for the moment being. I'm not certain if something like h5, h4 is an idea, but it's probably a bit too slow in this position to work. So I don't really believe in such an idea. Okay, I think if I take on c5, my opponent takes with the b pawn, and then the b7 pawn is a backwards pawn. So queen e6 makes much more sense. Hello Kyron Chess, welcome to the stream my friend. I'm doing the first thing I ever did on Twitch, so this is a bit interesting for me actually, to experiment by doing the absolutely first thing I did. Thinking of rook a2 in this position, sacrificing a pawn and going queen f6, putting pressure here on f2, but not certain how successful such an attempt is. What other options do I have here? I'll try b6. I think if rook c6, then I have but okay, now the e5 pawn is a bit weak, I feel. I'm not certain if my opponent made the best decision, because after rook e8, this pawn is very weak on e5 now. I think he's just losing the pawn. Okay, he wants to win this pawn in return. So I guess I'll defend it with rook e6. I'll pre-move a capture on e6. I have to play faster though than what I'm doing. I don't think I like this one as well. Hey, I'm hoping so, PM 2206. I'm hoping so. Hopefully it'll be a bit instructive. Yeah, I was inspired by John Bartholomew on this one. Surprisingly, this is the first thing I did on Twitch. Creating this climbing the rating ladder. I think my absolutely first Twitch stream was climbing the rating ladder. But honestly, I don't have a lot of advantage in this position. Gonna try rook here, I guess. He probably should target this pawn, and then he gets to win this pawn and I get to win this one. And I'm not sure, my pawn is an outside passer, but I'm not certain if that really makes a difference. Or if it really doesn't. If rook d7, I'll be very happy to play king e6. Then I'll be a happy lad. Though if my opponent just goes king g2 or something, this is incredibly difficult to win. Probably impossible, to be honest. Yeah, my opponent might be getting the draw here. I don't see how I could progress in this position. Okay, let's give a check. The king has to go. Can I push b5 or is that too ambitious? I'm gonna try it. Trying to go for the win, yeah, letting him take a pawn in the process, but at least I'm able to push my b pawn quite a bit now. This is of course a desperate winning attempt, but gotta risk it for the biscuit, as they say. I'm gonna try h5 actually. Not certain if it does much, but I'll try it. Yeah, I don't think I have a lot of winning chances in this position. I had king g3. Isn't that just very good for my opponent? Yeah, I think it is, sadly. Very good move for my opponent. I'm gonna try king here and then pushing the pawn next. Not so sure about how great such an idea is. Wait, now I just give a check and then push my pawn. I think my opponent blundered now. Yeah, I think my opponent blundered. There we go. This is the blunder I was looking for. I think his best move is probably to take my rook, but then I get to promote to a queen, yeah? Yeah, I'm promoting to a lady, and that should be winning for me, even though my opponent has chances for a fortress. Though I don't think the chances are big. Though it is possible that he achieves the fortress here, though probably not. Wait, now I'm winning a pawn. I think if I go queen here. And then I want to take the pawn on h4 next.
Mama B.
Maybe he can just push the pawn though. Maybe he can just push his pawn. Yeah, maybe he can. Yeah, he probably can. Then just move the rook. Oh, he goes here. Yeah, this comes as a big surprise. Now I have very good winning chances. And take here. He cannot give a check on e8. That is an important detail for sure. And let's see if this is a fortress or not. I'm not certain. It'll be very instructive after the game to see if this was a fortress or not. I want to put a king on d3 for starters, I guess. But then there is the annoying idea of f3, yes, so it's not so easy to make progress in this position, to be honest. Gonna try and place a queen on e1, let's see if that does anything. There we go. Yeah, I think now I've improved the placement of my queen, and now I can penetrate with the king.
No.
So this is surely an improvement to the position, right?
What
Yeah,
should
it
I
must
play?
be. So rook f4, let's go queen here, and then king d3 next.
Mom, what should I play? Somebody really need to play the flute.
Redeemed you to play what?
The flute.
The flute? Ah, you can play whatever you want, Emily. You can play whatever you want. Yeah, how this white is a very solid position here, but unfortunately blunders checkmate in one move. Yeah, that was a slightly fortunate win there. Let's see what the chat has been saying here. Let's see what the chat has been saying. My overlay is messed up. How come? How is my overlay messed up, Vinyav 2K19? I see PM 2106, not me. Why not? Because emote only chat. Yeah, I agree, PM 2106. Emotes aren't the only way to express emotions. Hey, welcome to the stream, Jirachi Park. Welcome to the stream. Rolig man! Redeemed. Emily plays the flute. Alright, Emily, you could choose whatever song you want.
Okay.
And welcome to the stream, 11 Colors. Welcome to the stream, yeah, Rolig man. Redeemed. Emily plays the flute for us. So let's see her play the flute a little. Okay, I guess I'll let her quickly play the flute and then I will analyze this game. I think one song will do for now. Are you streaming on OBS? I'm streaming on Streamlabs OBS, Vinyav 2K19, Streamlabs OBS. How is Jirachi Park still stream boss? I don't know, 11 Colors. You should try and defeat Jirachi Park, I think. That would be a brilliant idea. Yeah, I know. I mean, okay, she's only 10 years old, I think. But I don't think Max knew that she was only 10 years old, or else... I have no idea what she wrote in his chat, but I just suddenly noticed she got banned there. I have no idea what she wrote there. What did you write there, Emily?
Who is writing?
It's Jirachi Park. It's Jirachi Park. Anyways, Emily, you could play a bit for us.
This stream's coming.
Yeah, that was my sister. Yeah, I guess... Okay, she'll play a song now. Kaboom. Yeah, I know, 11 Colors, I know. That's my serious face. What a complicated song. Yeah, what is window rec? That is the question. That is the question. What is window rec? Window recorder, I assume. I've never heard of that application before. Well, says Jirachi Park. Oh well, oh well. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna start analyzing the game despite her playing. Is that a new song or something? Anyways, yeah, I went for d5 here. Knight is f6, c4. Kyron Chess redeemed I say something in Norwegian. Yo, alle norske seere. Søsteren min spilte litt fløyte for oss der. Det er sikkert en ganske komplisert sang, så hun spiller den ikke perfekt ennå, men som man sier, trening gjør perfeksjon. Anyways, my opponent went d4, I went d5. A knight f3, getting the knight out and about. It's very wise to copy your opponent. I'm just kidding, but knight f6 is a very acceptable move. c4, putting pressure on the center. e6, defending the center. And taking on d5 right away here is not the most common move. Well done, Emily, that was great. Vinyar 2K19 redeemed forced Gnome to play e4. I guess I'll be playing e4 actually. Okay, and here bishop d6 is what I should have played. I think it's a bit more accurate. I think after bishop g5, c6. Maybe not actually. Yeah, c6 is a good move. Queen c2, and here I've learned about the move g6 with the idea of bishop f5 gaining a tempi on the queen. g6 could potentially be weakening, but it's a very slight weakness anyways. Am I gonna play Title Tuesday today? Probably not, yeah. I mean, I actually had exams today, which is why I'm gonna make the stream rather brief and short, but I'm not gonna be playing Title Tuesday today, that's for sure. Bishop g5 here. An important detail which I briefly mentioned during the game is that bishop f5 right away is not a very accurate move order, as there is queen b3, and now black cannot meet this move very comfortably at all. Queen b6 would have been a very comfortable way to meet this, but then there is a knight hanging on f6. This is why it's very important, guys, to go bishop e7 prior to bishop f5, and only after white plays e3 do you go bishop f5 now. Nice emote there, Kyron Chess. Bishop d3. And okay, I mean, I get traded, I get this light squared bishop off the board, which is usually problematic in such structures. It struggles to find a square. And now that I've got it traded off, I mean, this is no longer a big issue. Thinking of saying it's very good to copy your opponent. You copied him for 15 moves and got wrecked. Yeah, I mean, it was a joke actually that it's very good in to copy your opponent. Only in some openings do you do this, but very rarely. It's rarely a good idea to copy your opponent. But it happens that it is. Rook b1, very logical move intending b4. I decided to temporarily stop it with a5. Though this is a very interesting question. If you go a6 instead to stop b5, or if you go a5, or if you ignore the queen side completely. Not easy question at all to answer. a3, logical move, reinforcing the idea of b4 here. A rook e8, getting the rook on the semi-open file, and now I'm ready to play knight e4, using this outpost square, which is a very typical motive in such an opening. And here, yeah, I placed the knight on e4, typical outpost idea, and here I thought it was somewhat better. It wasn't very easy to use my advantage, and here, yeah, I guess the computer finds a nice way to use it by capturing on d2 and going knight b6, intending knight c4. I suppose after b5, breaking apart black structure, knight c4, the queen has to move and the knight takes e3, wins a pawn, and white doesn't even have nearly enough compensation for the pawn. Yeah, nice emotes there, Kyron Chess. Emily, please use the channel points so I can take over the stream. Please don't do that, guys, that would be a bit unfortunate. But here, yeah, I didn't notice this idea and tried to go rook a3, which is another idea to gain activity here. But I still had the same idea, I think, and then b5, right? Though this is not so clear. Black has a very clear plan. As we can see, guys, the c6 pawn is a backwards pawn, so black intends to block the c file with knight b6, knight c4. But here white can open up another front towards this pawn by going e4 here. Let's say rook e1, preparing e4, knight b6, and now going e4. Let's see what's going on here. Knight c4, we need to move the queen, queen d1 maybe. Oh wow, that's actually smart, queen c1, to keep the knight on c3 protected, to reduce the number of undefended pieces. Lol, great idea, do it please, says Emily the chess queen. Don't do it please is what I'll have to answer to that. Here knight d6, reinforcing the e4 square for the knight would have been very sensible. Also maybe a capture here and then some knight b6 stuff with the idea of knight here. But after b5 I'm not so sure about what is happening, because my opponent after all did achieve the b5 break. And after the queen moves, now let's say could play any kind of move here, I don't know, what should I play, rook a5? Then white could at the very least capture here. And the c6 pawn is a backwards pawn and an open file, so it's a pretty weak pawn. Might not be so easy to attack. Hey, hello Morpheus Redhead Sheepdog, welcome to the stream. Do you have exam this week? Yeah, Blitz. I took 2 exams today, it was very boring. Nah, I'll torture him even more. Yeah, it's possible, PN 2206, but yeah, I guess I shouldn't have allowed my opponent to force me to take with the d pawn, because here I don't have an advantage at all, and knight d5 is rather anti-positional, because I think after white is better here. I think the d5 pawn is potentially weak. Thank you so much for the follow, Ronaldo78451. Yeah, this d5 pawn is potentially weak. Queen c7. Putting pressure on the b7 pawn. The computer even suggests stuff like this, giving up the pawn, but yeah, I mean, I get a tiny bit of compensation for the pawn, but clearly not enough. Whoa, that's a lot of channel points you've got, PN 2206, that's scary.
It's enough to make me take over the stream for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, you could check the channel points options out if you're just joining the stream. I have a lot of ways. I got to 1,000. Yeah, totally, Alam. That's totally believable. Okay, rook b2. I wanted to improve my king, but again, queen c7. So I should have gone queen f6 to avoid queen c7 right away. And now, okay, I wasn't certain it was better here, but I thought white was slightly better. Yeah, I've been redeemed to play e4 twice, so I'm gonna have to play e4 in the 2 next games as white. I thought the e5 pawn was weak, but it's not easy here. I think it's just a draw in this position. I don't see any winning ideas for black, nor for white. But whoa, the computer actually really likes it for white, which is a bit strange. What's the winning idea? So king g2. Okay, I move my king. How will white win this? g4. Okay, I move my king. I'm just curious about what the idea is for white. I see, eventually white will get an idea of going king here, g4 and f5, and then move this rook somewhere, to h6 perhaps. So then therefore black has to give up a pawn, and then white could try and play this for a win a little. Okay, I try to sacrifice the pawn on d5, because why not? But I thought I'd be able to push my b pawn some more, which is why I gave up the d5 pawn. Though it's honestly just a draw here. I try to go h5. To maybe break apart my opponent's structure, but this is also risky because I create some weaknesses of my own. This is a winning attempt, of course. Try the king f5. I think it's just a draw here, but my opponent blundered with rook takes h5, allowing rook g1, and then I push the pawn, yeah? Okay, I think if my opponent goes rook here, then I just promote, and this is a very easy win. So we went for the best decision, which is to take on g1, and then you pray that white has a fortress. Intuitively, white shouldn't have a fortress in this position, but let's see if my intuition is correct. This is wrong, I think, because it's better to just move the rook along this file to keep this pawn. Not sure if you'll be able to keep it forever. Let's try and win this as black. Okay, king f1, what's the winning idea? Queen c8 is a very difficult move to find. I don't understand queen c8 at all. Okay, let's make a few computer moves to see if this actually is winning or not. Hold up, this pawn is lost, yeah? Or... oh yeah, then the f2 pawn falls. So I guess black is able to win the h5 pawn by force. Okay, then we can go on to the game when my opponent let me take the f5 pawn. I mean, technically you could have moved the rook along this file, because if I take here, then rook here, yeah? And now white, I think, is winning. King g4, yeah, maybe putting a king on g4 and then going to h3 would have been a bit better. Probably. Queen here, king here. How is this winning, though? That's the question. Is this a win or not? King here, king f1, or... Yeah, I'm trying to win this position, but I have no idea if it's winning or not. Queen d3. Is this really winning? I wonder. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is better. I think what I did was also pretty sensible, to try and get my king around to the pawn this way. Yeah, I tried to get my king to d3 at some point, which I succeeded with. Yeah, I think here my opponent shouldn't have gone rook h4, yeah? Because then he allows queen f3 followed by a king c4. And the question is king c4 a possibility now? Aha, rook d8 is smart, blocking out my king from going to d3. So probably it's not possible, but now I think it's winning when I'm able to activate my king. And yeah, fortunately my opponent blundered check.